Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is your boy Andy, live from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So guys, today I wanted to discuss with you is, can foreigners buy a property in Mexico? So there is a myth going on that foreigners cannot buy in Mexico. That's not true. Because yes, it is possible to buy a house for foreigners in Mexico, and I'll break down that in 3 stages. The first one is the restricted zone, outside restricted zone, and properties associated with the Ejido land. Okay. So first we'll talk about the restricted zone. When I say restricted zone, it means 50 kilometers from the coastline and 100 kilometers from the border. So if you buy a property that is in between 50 kilometers of the coastline and 100 kilometers from the border, then you cannot have a direct ownership. That doesn't mean that you cannot buy a house in those areas. Yes, you can buy a house, but with the indirect ownership, guys. When I say indirect ownership, means by opening a bank trust. It's the process, it's called fideicomiso. So now you will ask me, okay, hold on. So bank trust, so the bank will control the ownership of your house? No, that is not true. So the bank trust allows you as same rights that you have in Canada, US or Europe. You can sell your property, you can rent your property, do whatever you want to do. And you are the beneficiary of that property. So that bank trust is basically, it's usually for 50 years, 50 years, and then you can renew it, okay? And in between, if you want, you can move your bank, like your trust account, to a different bank. Now you will think, hold on, what do you mean by moving to a different bank? Yes guys, so maintaining that trust account, it will cost you approximately between 500 to 800 US dollars per annum. So you can shop around a different bank that offers at a lower price, and then you can move there. So it's basically, you get all the rights as you would have owned a place in your own country, guys. Okay, so this is what is called fideicomiso when buying in a restricted zone. So now, and also you can, in restricted zone, not always you have to open a bank trust. You can also buy under a Mexican corporation, okay? But again, it's not handy for everybody to open a Mexican corporation just to buy a house in Mexico. So, and the next one is outside the restricted zone. So when I say outside, which means 50 kilometers further or higher from the coastline, or 100 kilometers further or higher from the border. In those areas, you don't need fideicomiso or open a bank trust, guys. Which means you can directly buy just under your name only, okay? So that's a good thing. So if you're buying somewhere, let's say in Mexico City or Guadalajara, you don't need to open a bank trust in that case. Now the third one we'll talk about is property associated with the Ejido land. So the Ejido land is a very complex process. It's a multi-step process. So I would suggest you to hire someone who is experienced if you are buying in a Ejido land, because most of the properties on Ejido land are so beautiful. They're located on the coastal line, and one day you're coming as a tourist and you like the location and you ask, hey, I want to buy this property, and they will sell you, but it's on Ejido land, and you may live there for a few years, couple years, and one day they come up with a bunch of papers and with their lawyer, and they ask you to leave. Thank you very much. So that's so be very careful if you are dealing or doing transaction on a Ejido land. And so these are the 3 steps I wanted to discuss with you. And for more information, you can call me directly at 306-450-0055 and 322-239-0846. So I am available through WhatsApp, email, text, a phone call, and I'll be happy to discuss with you for your home buying process in Mexico. Till then, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye. Adios.